touching on the top prop bets in NBA today. Touching on the afternoon early games here for NBA, we'll be coming out with the evening games, which is a bigger slate at about noon today, so be on the lookout for that. So the first one that I do like is going to be James Harden over 24.5 real life points. Okay, you look at what he averages with Joel Embiid off the court per 36, it's going to be 27.2 points, which is about a 10% edge there. Not huge, but at the same time, what is this game? This game is finding small edges, and that looks like it's going to be a small edge. The biggest worry that I have with James Harden is the fact that the first time out against Detroit only had, well, he had under 20 points, which obviously is not good, but Joel Embiid was playing in that game as well. And he has gone over 3 out of the last 4 games. 4 out of the last 5 games. And Harden, just in general, for like fantasy points, I think we could look at as well. I do want to call out Tyrese Maxey as well. I feel like if you are playing Maxey, then you wouldn't be betting Harden. You're pretty much saying, I don't think Harden is going to get his over. So you could kind of parlay that together. You could do Harden under and Maxey over. You could also flip-flop that as well. I don't mind that. It's up to you guys to decide which one you think is going to be better. Maxey with Joel Embiid out the court only averages 23 fantasy points. Okay, so and that's per 36, so not huge, but we did just see him go for 26 with Joel Embiid off the court. My biggest worry, or the biggest edge I think we could find for Maxey, would potentially be 3-pointers made. He averages 3.5 with Joel Embiid off the court, so that's the one I want to chase. If we can get the number like 2 or even 1.5 would be huge. Like we would just chase that. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. If that comes out, try to hammer it. So one team that we've been targeting really this whole season, fantasy-wise, has been the Charlotte Hornets. It's just been plug and play, especially going with centers against them. And so who's the center that's going against the Charlotte Hornets today? It's going to be Miles Turner. And Miles Turner looks like he could be a really spectacular play. And it's just deciding where you want to attack it. Like Kevon Looney, oh, that still is bitter to me last night. 0.5 away from hitting his points, rebounds, and assists. Well, he got the rebounds. I think he got the fantasy score as well. It's just like sometimes it's about correcting, or it's about choosing the correct prop. And that could be for Miles Turner, although I think he's kind of in a smash spot. So it's for you guys to decide which one you want to target. I do like the over 17.5 points. You look at what he did the last time out against them. He had 20 real life points, okay, which was great. He had 10 rebounds, also great. Okay, so it's really where do we want to attack him? Points would be great. I kind of like points, rebounds, and assists, because if we can get around 20 real life points and maybe 10 rebounds, which is what he got last time out against them, maybe we get 2 assists or so. Like, this is the one I think I like the most. But at the same time, if we can get some like blocks and steals with this, I don't know if we will, but if we do, I think that's kind of huge. He had 4 blocks and steals against them. So if we can get the number like 2.5, 3 potentially, like that'd be the spot I would want to hammer it there for Miles Turner. But obviously he's going to be in a good spot today against the Pacers. So PJ Washington is kind of in a similar spot with Miles Turner, where I feel like we could really just attack him with whichever prop we want to on this slate. I like the points. 14.5 is not that many points for PJ Washington in this game. You know, he averages 15.2 on the season, so that's already kind of baked in that he's going to be a decent play in that sense. And if you look at what he did against them in the previous game, he had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. So that's also very nice. And that's kind of the point I was trying to make, is that you could kind of attack it in either way. If you want to go with points, rebounds, and assists, I kind of like that. Probably wouldn't chase the rebounds, but he could get there in just the points. You know, just if he produces what he did last time out against them. The biggest worry with PJ Washington is what? It's the minutes, guys. Like 28 minutes last game, that's great. 30 minutes in all the other games. Like if we get 30 minutes, if we can lock those in, then he should be able to get there with the points, rebounds, and assists. It's just, are the minutes solidified? And that's just a big question mark. It's really just, are they going to get blown out or not? Or are they going to blow out? Okay, like it's so hit or miss with them. They blew out the Bucks, got blown out by Memphis, kept it close with the Lakers, got blown out by Brooklyn. They blew out I guess they didn't really blow out the Thunder, but like you see, it's like that is the difficult part of Charlotte. And that's kind of what makes them difficult. And that's kind of why I want to stack it, you know, because if the stack hits, then we're sitting pretty. So, and then number 2 for me is going to be Tobias Harris over. And I'm trying to decide where I want to attack this specifically. So he has a big usage rate with Joel Embiid off the court. It's about 24%. He does average over 20 real life points with Joel Embiid off the court. Obviously had a good game against Chicago, 22 real life points. And just looking at it as well, like this is a good one. I kind of like points, rebounds, and assists where there is a little bit of an edge there. If you look at what he averages with Joel Embiid off the court, it'd be about an 8% edge with this current projection, okay? And he is someone that could get there even with Joel Embiid on the court. But we can see 3 out of the last 4 games been able to get there. Last game was without Joel Embiid. He was someone that, like, when the news came out that Embiid was sitting, he was someone that was trying to hammer in DFS. So I think this is going to be a good approach to go with here. And even if, like, Washington, or even if the Sixers get up early, this should be a good one. And then my favorite of the day as it sits right now is going to be Mason Plumlee over 11.5 points. We can see just based off of the projections here, or based off of his game log, been able to get there 4 out of the last 5 games. And the one game he didn't was a game in which they got blown out. And so this game isn't projected to be a blowout. The Hornets are projected to lose by 5.5 points, but it is the highest over and under really on today at 239. So this is a game that we do want to be attacking, and that is why I'm trying to attack it. I'm attacking it with the 3 picks I think are the best. Okay, so you could go with projected points from Mason Plumlee. I like that. You could go with projected rebounds as well, although I don't think there's as big of an edge there. Points, rebounds, and assists you could potentially go with as well, but I think the biggest edge that we have right now is going to be with the points. So, it's for you guys to decide as always, but that's what I like. And, maybe you don't even have to throw in Harris and maybe just do a full on game stack here instead, where if it does stay close, if it is a higher scoring game, you're sitting pretty. Like if you stacked the Lakers-Kings game last night, you were probably sitting pretty. And maybe once the fantasy points come out, we just do that one instead. But this is kind of what I'm looking at on today's slate. Like I said, I really enjoyed the stack. Hopefully the stack hits. Hey, and the beauty about PrizePicks is if you guys don't agree with these, you can bet them the opposite way. That's the fun part about it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Be on the lookout for that afternoon PrizePicks coverage coming out with that pretty much after the NFL lineup lock. So be on the lookout for that. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.